emergency.
So this is an emergency bonus. Get it out here quick while it's still relevant and before we find out more about it on Friday podcast. But, there's no Corrie on Wednesday, so we thought we'd give you something else this week to fill the void. And this is a Becky Swain reaction cast.
Get your Becky Swain info while it's hot. Get your Becky Swain info here.
Info, speculation, reactions.
There's no information. This is all. There's never been information on this podcast.
No, not really.
Just
kind of say words into a microphone. Yeah, well, this is quite at the development this week.
Right, so
we thought we'd just jump on the bandwagon and talk about it.
Initial reactions. We're going to do, what questions and what does this mean? And we're also going to talk about an interview that has been released via ITV with the actress who plays Becky. And there is some information in that has not been revealed on the show, but it's,
it feels like there. It's going to be revealed quite soon.
I imagine it will be in the first 10 minutes of Friday's
I imagine
episode.
Friday's episode, first scene, has kind of got to be just a carrying on where it left, hasn't it? It's not going to be anyway, Becky went home after that, and then Lisa didn't see her again for 3 weeks to the next filming plot.
Bye. So, first question is she a ghost? Because lots of people have been seeing ghosts.
Roy had to hold open a door for her, and if she was a ghost, she'd just walk straight through it. So there's that theory blown out of the water.
I feel like an idiot. Is she a zombie?
we need to talk about the serious questions. Reactions first.
Well, hang on. We will tell you when we get into spoiler territory. We're not going to do that yet.
Yeah. Spoilers will come minor. It's what's in the press release. We're not going to say anything other than what's in the press release because we do want to remain relatively unspoiled on this.
I really genuinely think there's nothing in there that's that mind-blowing.
No, and there's not really any structure to our discussion apart from that. We've got the smallest of notes.
That's because I did it. So, Michael's just being. Yeah. Michael's just making.
What Gemma didn't do is get up and spend 3 hours very early in the morning getting my notes together for this podcast. So if you've got any complaints about it, direct them straight to this lady here.
Please do.
Right,
I can't wait.
We not really a surprise. I mean, there must have been some surprises. There must have been some confusion because. Becky comes in at the end of Monday's episode, says, "Hi, Lisa." Lisa drops her glass in shock. But there must have been a good number of viewers out there who was like, well, who's that then?
Yes.
Because it wasn't obviously Becky. And even we were expecting her, but a lot of viewers weren't. The credits obviously said Becky Swain, but there's going to be a whole load of viewers that didn't watch that. And also, although, we saw her on Friday's episode at the hospital, we saw the photo of her on Monday's episode, Roy looking at it. You could very easily be forgiven for being just left confused on that one.
Her appearance on Friday's episode was a blink and you miss it. I thought she stuck out like a sore thumb.
I think I've seen lots of people expressing that view.
But I have also seen people who didn't notice. We've missed big. Yeah. We've missed big.
Oh no, we have. I've seen people both ways, and we obviously try and look at things to the smallest degree. Although we miss things all the time. But it was a little bit heavy-handed on Friday. If you know how to look out for these kind of things, is that can we say that?
Yeah. Last week Amy Cudden appeared very briefly, and we speculated who is she. We said maybe it's Becky, maybe it's Tia Wardley, yada yada yada.
Could be the same person. I don't know whether we talked about the fact that it could be Becky in witness protection or something, and Tia Wardley is her pseudonym. Again, we still don't know that, do we? Even in the press release, I don't think there was any mention of that.
No, we don't know that. Then on Monday, I knew that she was going to appear because I did see a GIF.
Did you? From Monday's? You never told me that. This is live reaction of you.
But I only saw exactly what appeared, right? So I didn't know whether there was more to it than that. And as the episode was going, I was like, oh my God. Right? Then it got to, and I didn't know if she was Becky or if she's supposed to be somebody else.
Tia Wardley.
So I thought, there's no way this is going to be Becky because it's just too delicious. I felt exactly the same way about it as I did about Andy in the basement, where we predicted, or we guessed, or not guessed, but wanted, manifested it, hoped.
Yeah, what if Andy was still alive and Phelan's holding him hostage?
That would be the greatest twist of all time. And Coronation Street delivered. And I know there are lots of Swallow fans that hate it.
Well, there's lots of Swallow fans that hate it.
I can only say that I love it.
There's lots of kind of fans of just Coronation Street in general that hate it, because I can see that some people's reaction might be, "What on earth? This is jumping the shark. This is
stupid."
But you know, so when there are weeks that go by on Coronation Street that feel a bit ho hum, which sometimes does happen. Or bits where you just kind of get really angry that Abby and Carl are still together.
Yeah.
Then something like this that you've been kind of talking about a what if for months.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I just like, okay, it's a soap.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited by this, and I'm really, really keen to find out what happens next. Because how long have we been speculating? I don't think, even it was definitely not us that came up with the idea. I think we jumped on a bandwagon sort of late springtime-ish.
I said to you, like, I really wish I could remember where it came from or who. I think we all kind of thought, I mean, it's too tempting for a soap to have on My Dead Wife. I really don't think that they planned this from the beginning, but I think they thought, oh, do you know what? And I'm just going to say this too. If it didn't happen now, it was going to happen at some point, because you know it is just too much of a little treat for a soap to pass up a character who we didn't see die on screen and was not around when they died in the show. It's too much for them to pass up that opportunity to bring them back.
I think the fact that it's a character that we've never met before, we don't know, we've only heard of, makes her that much slightly less interesting than Andy Carver, who was a character that we did know and had enjoyed watching for a little while. And I'm guessing that, I mean, Emmerdale fans are probably thinking the same thing with the similar story that's going on there. Because I've seen people saying, oh, I don't care about Becky, who's Becky, stop bringing in new characters. But I think for me, the build-up and the speculation has made it still pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm like literally, like I said, I was so excited when we stopped it. I was yelling, wasn't I?
Yeah,
I was yelling.
Well, you
said,
"Do you need to look at the credits?" Was that really?
Yes.
Was that really Becky Swain?
I didn't think so. I was like, who? Because honestly, yeah, okay. She Vicky Myers as Lisa Swain reacted like she would do if she saw a ghost, but it could have been anybody. It could have been somebody who knew what happened to Becky when she died. It could have been like a friend of hers.
Yeah, maybe.
Can
you just imagine? Can you just... Oh, go on.
Go on.
I was just going to say, can you just imagine... Because I don't think this actually really happens very much in real life. Just no matter what soaps would have you believe...
I'd have a heart attack and die.
They've had it in EastEnders as well, though. Dirty Den came back and... what's her name? Michelle Collins' character, Cindy Beale, came back from the dead as well. How would you feel if somebody that you thought had died... and you know that there was a funeral 5 years ago, just showed up? I mean, we went to a COVID funeral, didn't we? Just imagine if a great Auntie Valerie knocked on the door.
Wow. Yeah.
I think I'd drop my wine glass as well.
We just sold some of her stamps on eBay.
Oh, have we? Oh, that's good news. Breaking news. Oh, I thought you were just telling me that we just sold some stamps on eBay.
No, that's why she would come back.
Oh, yes, we have just sold some of great Auntie Valerie
stamps. Maybe that's why Becky has come back. Because... that's the main question, isn't it? Why is she back now?
Yeah, why is she back now? What's she been up to? What's she going to do next? And
where has she been?
And some of these answers are hinted at in the press release, so we will get through. We'll get to some of them soon. Yeah. Here's
a big question. Why is she wearing the same clothes?
Is she?
She's wearing the same clothes all the time, and I mean, how long are we going to go before we start talking about very minor spoilers?
A little bit.
Well, let's talk about, like, Costello, right? We know that he's involved in some kind of cover-up regarding what happened with Becky.
He's a band copper.
Does he must know she's alive. He must do.
Yeah, yes.
So how, right, so...
But is he, I suppose the question is, are they in cahoots together? But
are they working against each other?
I got the... So what we'd known about Becky, I think that's important, and I'm just doing this off the cuff, is that she was married to Lisa.
Yeah.
They had an argument one day. She went to work. Bam, next thing you know, Lisa wakes up and she's dead. And I'm very, very sorry for the hardcore swallow massive if I'm getting some of this wrong. So Becky's dead, apparently, Lisa's told. I think it was Costello that told her, but I'm not completely sure. And the police put on a fairly, what Lisa thought of as a low-key funeral, to passing it off as a COVID funeral, just trying to get out quickly. And from that, and from that it was like, okay, she's dead. And you wouldn't think to question it, really, would you?
She had a low-key funeral because Lisa thought that she was under investigation for corruption, and
Yes.
Lisa thought that is
course.
why she had and they blamed it on COVID, but Lisa thought that's why they didn't go to the funeral. Did they all know she wasn't dead? And they're like, I'm not going to a funeral for somebody who's not really dead. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I say free sandwiches.
How many
Always
people
worth going.
know that Lisa isn't dead?
No,
Like,
Becky.
Becky, sorry. A lot of people know that Lisa isn't dead. That Becky isn't dead. Obviously, I'm going to say pretty certain Costello knows. There aren't very many other police characters that we can speculate about.
Craig died.
Okay, he might have died.
Might have known.
He couldn't keep anything else a secret, could he? But
Come here,
maybe.
Right, you also didn't mention that Becky died being run over
Yes.
by a
Getaway car driver.
which had Logan and Matty in it, the Warner Brothers, what are their real names?
Radcliffe's.
The Radcliffes. And when Carla's trying to investigate Becky's death, she went to go and see Logan in prison, and he said to her, I'm not telling you anything, I want a load of money. And she said, no, I'm not giving you any. And he said, well, here's a clue, Tia Wardley, look that up.
It is odd, so he knows something.
He knows. Does he know that she's not dead? Because that makes no sense. Because why would you trust a criminal to keep that under wraps? But if he doesn't know...
And what would he stand to gain by not blabbing about it? There was
I would also be telling Lisa, not Carla.
There was also another line, I can't remember whether it was Matty or Logan, and I don't remember whether this was ever answered, but one of them said to Carla or Lisa, I don't remember, who were they, you maybe want to ask yourself who they were trying to get away. Like, who, you know, Matty and Logan were in the getaway car, but who were they transporting away, you know?
Oh.
And I don't think that is answered.
Because at one point, we speculated that Becky was driving the car or something. How she was... Because they were robbing something. That was the story.
I think that everything we've been told about it could well turn out to be part of the massive cover-up. So we can't really trust much of what we know.
I don't believe there's any way that the police would allow Matty and Logan to run around knowing that one of their coppers... Because, I mean, I think it's an obvious solution to this conundrum to say Becky Swain was undercover and she has been put into witness protection and faked her death to keep the criminals off her case. But if that's true, which criminals? It can't be Matt and Logan if they know something more about the death. Who's Tia Wardley? Also, I've also heard somebody say, was Becky undercover from the start? Because don't forget, we had another character who was a police officer, he's Spider, who came in and he was talking about being undercover, and like that we also briefly touched on it when we were talking about that character. Some police officers have gone so deep undercover investigating various criminal gangs that they've had children and married people. Was Lisa's relationship with Becky all a massive undercover operation? And is that going to be the get out clause that we get for why Lisa is not going to want to reunite with her dead wife?
It would have been a really, really long game, because Lisa just said on Monday's episode.
They literally haven't.
Lisa said on Monday's episode that they met when they were bobbies together, walking the beat. So
yeah, that doesn't fit.
If she'd been a long-term police woman,
get recruited,
become a detective, and then had to pretend to be a bobby.
You don't get recruited as a a beat cop.
So I don't think that. I think that's a bit of an iffy lead.
It's fun to imagine though.
Yeah, it is. So she's in. There's got to be a reason why she hasn't come back so far. Yeah, I still quite like the theory that she was onto Costello, because he's obviously dodgy, and you know, I know there's always there's a line that you cross, and one day you're a good cop, the next you're a bad, and you stay bad. It's as kind of black and white as that.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes in soap terms, in drama. So I still think that she was investigating him, and
Becky was investigating Costello.
Yeah, and if he then. No,
I don't think so.
Then some other police officer. No, but nobody knows that he was dodgy. So nobody else would say, look, that Costello's dodgy, so we're going to hide you away somewhere.
Why would they let him carry on?
Exactly, because they wouldn't let him carry on with it.
We don't even actually know he's dodgy. All we've seen him do is stand around glowering at people, which is not illegal, otherwise I'd be in prison, and cover up for Kit at one point and say, I know what you're up to, but you can't make it so obvious. Stop making it so obvious. That doesn't mean he's. I 100% think he's dodgy.
He is
but I'm just saying we
dodgy,
haven't
he's
had
gotta
any
be.
evidence. And why is he dodgy? Like what? Like Kit, we've seen he's dodgy because he wants to get results and he thinks he knows better.
Totally.
No, but listen, he thinks he knows better, and he thinks that the way that the law works isn't good enough, and that he needs sometimes to bend it to get people in prison, right? Costello or any other bent cop is probably doing it for the much more logical reason of I want money or some kind of or to cover up something else that I've done that I shouldn't have done. You know, I'm being bribed. I've got blackmail. Somebody's got something on me. So I think that how is Costello involved? We don't know. Who is Tia Wardley? We still don't know this. Somebody on our Twitter at Newcastle 343 said, "Is Tia Wardley the one that was in the coffin?" Because we don't know.
That's a really good theory. I love that.
In my head, Costello is the one who ID'd the body, because it doesn't work at all if it was Lisa who saw Becky, because Becky would have to be so super confident about being able to lay very, very still.
Yeah, if the police...
that's just stupid.
If the police put on a funeral, somebody must have ID'd the body.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't Lisa...
It can't.
We don't know much else about the extended Swain family, although I'm still clinging on to the fact that Arnold Swain from the 1980s in Coronation Street is a long lost relative. We don't know much about that. So it must have been one of the police officers that ID'd her. So the funeral that they put on must have known that it was fake.
Who or is they though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you involve too many people, it starts getting ridiculous. I think only Costello knows, really. I think that Tia Wardley may well be the person who's dead, but that then whoever Tia Wardley is, Matty and Logan know about her. And that undermines the whole thing of keeping it a secret.
Why would they say?
What else would Matty and Logan know about Becky that they feel is worth money, and it isn't about Tia Wardley?
Because if it feels like Tia Wardley, if somebody finds out who Tia Wardley is, that's going to blow everything out of the water. Yeah. So that's actually a massive, massive clue that Logan would have dropped there.
If Tia Wardley is important because Costello went to the length of getting somebody to pretend to be her and paid her off, right?
Yeah, I mean that shows in some way that he's corrupt, doesn't it?
He knows who Tia Wardley is. He knows who Tia Wardley is, and he must know that Logan told them. Carla.
The other idea is that Tia has been Becky's pseudonym.
Yes,
hasn't it? Her on the run name.
Yes, she's either legitimately in police protection, or she is on the run.
She can't be in police protection, because if she was in police protection, then that would mean that the police would know that Costello was corrupt, and he wouldn't have a job anymore.
But why is he corrupt though?
Because he knows what's happened
to her.
I can't get my head around this. Maybe I do need my string connecting the photos.
There's a scenario in which Becky is not corrupt, and she was investigating some kind of criminal underground, and it was dangerous, and she has sacrificed everything to give information to Costello to bring some criminal organisation down, but now she is in so much danger that she has to go undercover, fake her death, go live somewhere else, and only he, because it's so sensitive, he's the only person that works at that police station who knows the truth.
But I don't buy it.
I'm not saying that's what's happened. I'm just saying there is a scenario where she is not corrupt and it's all above board. But I'm just also going to say, we can't necessarily lose logic and real life legal things here, because this is soap, right? In real life, it's very rare that you go undercover, and it's almost unheard of to go off for the rest of your life undercover. And also, whoever it is that's in charge of, whoever it is that she's hiding from, are they so bad that they're a threat for her whole life? I don't believe that.
I don't buy. If this is a genuine above board police protection, surely she would have said, Lisa, I need you to come with me. Betsy, I need you to come with me. But the fact that she's hidden away from them for whatever reason for 5 years, that's absolutely huge.
4
she
years,
had a
isn't
bit.
it?
4 years.
I don't know.
She had this massive bust up with Lisa, apparently beforehand, but she would, if she was being properly squirreled away, she'd say, I've got to protect my family.
Yeah, but the thing is though, if she's in protection because she's in mortal peril, then, and they faked her death to throw people off the scent, what better way to throw people off the scent than to produce a grieving widow and orphan child who genuinely think that she's dead?
That's
Nobody would
very cruel to your spouse and child,
yes,
especially child. Betsy was,
know.
what, 14, 13 at the time?
Yeah.
To do that, to make out that you're dead. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
What's she gonna...
What's Betsy gonna... How's she gonna react? I mean, Lisa's a grown-up and she's gonna be... Her head's blown off, you can see already. But Betsy, to see her mum for the first time... I mean, is it gonna be a hug or is it gonna be... I don't know. I can't even picture. I can't even picture because it's so improbably unrealistic to real life. How on earth would you react to that?
Do we want to now go slightly into a bit more spoiler territory?
Yeah, we can do. If we
let's just cover one more thing.
Oh, go on.
About whether Carla and Lisa can get married now. Because
yes. Do you know the answer to this?
I have looked it up, and I do not think that the marriage is invalidated if she isn't actually dead.
It can't be.
There's a lot of people who are saying that they aren't married anymore because she was declared dead, and I think they're basing that off of a law about if you're presumed dead after being missing, right? So after 7 years, you're presumed to be dead, and then you are no longer considered, then everything's invalidated, right? But this is a fairly unprecedented situation, and the fact that she's alive doesn't, she's not dead, so the marriage is still, I think, valid. I don't think it really matters, but I am going to say I don't think it's invalidated. But I will just say another very key point is that if Coronation Street can make up whatever it wants on this front, because it's such a bizarre situation.
I mean, Deb and Bernie, are they married or are they not?
They've had so many things where they've done stuff that isn't actually true in real legal terms. So it's going to depend on whether Coronation Street wants them to be married or not.
Yeah,
I
just hope that they try and give it some semblance of reality following this very inexplicable turn of events.
Was Becky cremated or buried? Because if she was buried, then we can dig up and find out if that's Tia Wardley in there.
Yeah, there may need to be an exhumation.
Yeah, I love a good exhumation.
But maybe there doesn't need
Exhumation Street.
But maybe there doesn't need to be.
Yes, there does, because somebody got buried.
Yeah, but
somebody had a funeral.
If we find out who it is, if they the jig's up, that's fine.
Well,
yeah,
if
we
it's
did.
all above
We did
board,
bury Tia Wardley.
You think they're going to take the word of a bunch of criminals going, yeah, this is what we did. Don't bother checking it.
I don't know what's going to be left after 4 years.
I don't want to speculate. Right, so shall we just get into some slight spoilers?
Yeah, so if you haven't read the press release because you're completely avoiding spoilers, I'm sure there's going to be a few of you out there. Bow out now. I'm sure a lot of this will come out on Friday's episode anyway. We'll say on the normal podcast whether we think it's safe to listen to this, but it's just going to be completely invalid after not too long, because hopefully we're going to start learning.
This is all just initial reactions.
Yeah, this is reactions. My reaction, I was, like you, I was very pleased that this happened. It's so funny because we will get to the spoilers, I promise. Because we did that poll on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
What, 5 days ago was it or so? Saying, do you think she's dead or alive? And whichever one, are you happy? Are you not happy? And I think that this particular turn of events was one of the lowest voted ones. It seemed like more people were in agreement that she was dead still. So
basically, I gave everybody 4 options. That Becky was alive and they liked that.
How many people got that?
Let me just tell all the things. Becky's alive and I hate it. Becky's alive and I love it. Becky's dead and I love it. Becky's dead and I hate it. Right? So Becky is alive and I think it's great. Got 23%.
Right. So
Becky
less than a quarter.
Is alive and I don't like it. Got 32%. So
Oh, okay.
So that's
just
55%.
over. Yeah, just over half did think she was still alive.
Becky is dead, and I like that she's dead. Got 38%, and Becky is dead, and I'm mad about it. Got 7%.
Oh, okay.
So I think Becky is dead, and I like it. Were lots of really hardcore Swallow fans and people that are quite emotionally invested in their grief journey, and I do respect that and understand that. I'm sorry that it's turned out this way, but I genuinely do not think that Carla and Lisa are gonna end up split up over this.
This is in no way whatsoever gonna end up with Becky coming between Carla and Lisa and splitting
maybe
them up.
briefly,
Not a chat.
But they won't end up. It's not going to be licky. I'm sorry.
It's not.
That's Lisa and Becky.
Mm-hmm. I still think. Because I speculated this one to you I was texting you in bed last night, wasn't I? And you were in the lounge. I was like, I think that Becky's going to end up dead in this, and you were like, I think she might be a villain. I'm like, I think she might be a villain.
Yeah, I think she is going to turn evil, and she is going to become a psycho. Now, what have we learned?
If they're still married, then surely
she could cause havoc.
She could, and she can
take the house.
Yeah, and she could refuse to
get
a divorce.
What about that lovely marble arch?
I know.
She's going to take that. She better bloody not do. What about those tasteful art?
Right, cool. Let's talk about some of the things on the press release then, because otherwise people will probably dropped off about 5 minutes ago because we said 5 minutes ago. Okay, we're going to talk about the press release.
We are talking about spoilers now.
There's not loads, is there? Go on. What do we know?
Right. So there's a lot. This is definitely worth reading. This, although there are some mistakes in it, so I think they should have proofread it before they put it out on ITV.
Mistakes.
So there's a lot of information about how she was cast and stuff. I also really, everybody please show love and respect to this actress. She's playing a very contentious character. Anything that we say about Becky is not about Amy Cudden. It's so tempting to make jokes because she has been dressed like a fugitive, to put it nicely. And I'm trying really. I've been very good on Twitter. I've only said a couple of rude things, but it's about the character, and I'm not going to do too much because I don't want to fan the flames. I've already seen some very out pocket comments about her. She is doing. She knew what she was getting into, but also I don't think she knew what she was getting into. So everybody, Amy Cudden.
I think we could say the same of Vicky Myers.
Yeah,
Yes, I will have a long-term contract.
All respect to her. So I'll just get that out of the way. So she talks about the chemistry read that she had, and she didn't even realise she got the part when she got phoned up to tell her agent told her, because she was like, oh well, never mind. What did you say? Right, so she's got this, she had this big conversation with Kate Brooks about the character of Becky, and she filled out a lot of it with Vicky as well, Vicky Myers, who plays Lisa, and they've talked about
concocted a backstory,
their romance story and everything. And so what we know about Becky is that from this interview that we didn't know before is that she had a bit of maybe a troubled youth. She wanted to leave home as quickly as possible, and she's very independent. She's bright, she's capable, she's passionate, and she adores her wife and child, which I think is not true.
Well, that is an interesting point, isn't it? She says she adores them, but she's not communicated with them. She's not been there. She's not given them any hints. So if she really does, then there's got to be something that's very, very serious that's stopping her. Is it, if she gets in touch, there's a possibility that one of them's going to get killed.
Yeah.
But then why now?
Yes.
Why is it not a risk anymore? Or why is it worth the risk to reveal herself now?
Well, glad you asked that question.
Oh, thank you.
Because Amy says that, I'll just read the quote. Becky's wife Lisa is about to get engaged and married to another woman, Carla. It was dangerous for Becky to return before, but her primary objective is to be with her wife and daughter. While there wasn't a direct threat to the central family unit, she kept her distance. Now that Carla is a clear threat and Lisa and Carla are deeply in love, Becky feels she must return to try to claim her family. That just seems like, sorry, but what a cop-out of Becky, because, people have been shot, people have been...
Yeah, Betsy got shot in the raid with Rob Donovan earlier this year.
And she also
They've been through millions of dramatic turns of events in the last 12 months. Why now?
She's also said that she thinks that Becky has been tracking her family and that she knows what they've been up to online.
Where's she been?
She's been in Alicante.
Where's that again?
Is that not in Spain?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, my geography is terrible. Yeah, she's been hiding out in Spain somewhere. She's been living another life in Spain, which does possibly tie in with the witness protection. Although that witness protection is, I'm going to send you to another city. We had it in Coronation Street with the Harris family, the Harris Nelsons. They were moved from Sheffield to Weatherfield, so not that far a drive. To send them to another country, that does feel... You can't above board send somebody abroad. I don't know how these things work. I don't know if that's true or not. I really don't know. But yeah, and in Corrie, Angela Harris had seen a murder, and so she was shipped off to another city. Although, Proto Eddie Windass did come and find her eventually, didn't they?
Also, here's another little spanner in the works, is that she died at the end of 2020, didn't she?
Oh, mate, yeah.
I think she did, because they're talking about COVID and the funeral. So it
would
have been...
that's 5 years ago, though, isn't it?
Well, she died between the start of COVID, when we had restrictions, and when they lifted the funeral restrictions and COVID. And I don't know when that is, but it was during that period of time when there were restrictions about funeral attendance. Right? Also, Brexit happened at the beginning of 2020. How could we have coordinated sending somebody undercover to another country in Europe with all that red tape? Nobody knew what was going on.
No.
You couldn't even bloody post or send or go through customs.
Yeah, so it's got to have been highly important, or
Not
black
real.
market trading of Becky, sneaking her under the Channel Tunnel.
Can't wait to hear her incredible Spanish accent that she would have picked up, alongside Carl with his German accent and Bethany with her beautiful Italian accent.
I don't know whether
which country are we going to send a Coronation Street character to next? Portugal, I guess? Switzerland?
Okay, so she's been there, she's been spying out on the family, she's been looking at what's been going on, and because of this engagement news, this is when she's decided to show up. Although it's pretty quick, because the engagement happened on Wednesday, and she was already there in Weatherfield on Friday, wasn't she? So that's moving pretty quickly.
We did get in the show some kind of insider info that Lisa does put everything on social media, so that ties in. I found it really interesting that Amy was using words like threat, right, about her family, because as I was reading it, I was like, oh yeah, so her family was under threat, so she couldn't go. But she means threat to the family unit, as in the family, not like a deathly threat of being murdered by a criminal. She means, I'm not going to be her wife anymore.
It sounds a little bit bunny boilerish, but in a way it's not, because people would go to extreme lengths for their family.
You can't have it both ways, love. You got to pick. You either dead or you're married.
Yeah.
It's till death do us part. I hope they use that line at least once.
Yeah.
We do know some information about Becky from bits and pieces that Lisa has said, and I don't want to get too deep into it because I know that Swallow fans know a lot more about what she said about her than I do, but I'm pretty sure that I've not had great vibes about Becky off of Lisa, because she says things like, oh, she hated anniversaries, she never wanted to celebrate, she'd get mad at me if I did this or that, so we had to do it the day before. She sounds like right awkward madam.
Yeah, but I still got the impression that they very much were in love, and it was a happy family unit, with the odd argument which family unit doesn't.
But what kind of person who really genuinely loves their family does just go bye and then only comes back when the family is moving on and actually being happy? If you've given up your life, you kind of want them to move on, because you don't want them to be sad forever.
Yeah.
And also, what has she been doing in Alicante? Has she had relationships? Has she moved on? Are we going to get Becky's Spanish wife turning up?
Hey, maybe Peter's
maybe, who knows?
is made port in Alicante.
Now, was it her idea to fake her death? Was there an accident and they just took advantage of it? Did they stage the thing? How could they have staged a death with Logan and Matty running somebody over in the car without them knowing? That doesn't make sense.
No.
And she would, if you were going to, it was the argument that they had Becky and Lisa that day, was that instigated by Becky to try to soften the blow? Like, oh, Lisa's going to go...
It could have been, actually.
Oh, I don't care because I hate that bitch.
Maybe.
That's kind of childish to think that you would ever believe that would make it better, but I don't know, it is a soap.
It's heartless, but I'm definitely... I am hoping that she's going to be a bit of a antagonist of a character.
I genuinely think she's going to start off, be a bit reasonable, be a bit sad, Lisa's going to feel bad about it, and then gradually we're going to start seeing weird stuff.
Is she just going to like come out and say, well, clearly you can't marry Carla because we're still married?
Yeah, I think she will do. But here's the other interesting question. Is it going to come out to anybody else that she's alive? Is she going to go, don't tell anybody?
Yeah.
It's a secret. You can't tell anybody I'm alive. You have to not tell it.
Well,
like, is she going to keep it try to keep it secret from Costello?
No, because I thought it said in the press release towards the bottom that she worked with the chap who plays Costello. She's had
well,
scenes
he's going to
with
find
him.
out. Yeah, he's going to find out.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that she doesn't want to keep it secret.
It's whether or not he must know. He must know that she's still alive.
So she says, what we know so far about Becky and Costello's relationship is just the tip of the iceberg. What's underneath is much more complicated and hidden.
I'm kind of interested to know why she was in the hospital on Friday.
Yes, I've heard theories that she
Because
might be sick
she was
and dying.
she was by the garage, then she was in the hospital, then she was round the corner of the Rovers. So it must have been quite important for her to have gone to hospital.
Coming over here and using our NHS when you live in Spain, typical. Yeah, I've heard people say that she might be sick. Like, she might be dying. Because that's the other question. Like, why is she back now?
I don't need a sickness story.
I know, me either. We've heard that she has said, the actress has said, that she's come back because she doesn't want Carla and Lisa to get married. We also heard that she promised Betsy to take her to Disneyland on her 18th birthday, and it is her daughter's 18th birthday. So I love the idea that Becky is such a hard-nosed cow that she's come back on her daughter's birthday, a really significant moment in her daughter's life, and she doesn't even care about that. She's come back because she's really jealous.
Yeah,
and she's not going to take her to Disneyland.
It's sometimes difficult to tell with these things on sites, but how much of a coincidence is it that she's chosen Betsy's 18th birthday to come back? Or is it just, well, I've come back now because I heard about the engagement? I wonder how soon into Friday's episode she's going to meet Betsy. Will she meet her on Friday's episode?
I know a bit more than I'm saying about this, so I won't.
Do you? Do you know? I don't know anything other than what's in here.
The stuff I've seen
is
seems to me to be quite nonsensical. I can't work out what the hell they're doing with it. Do you want me to say?
No, I don't want to know. But do you know more about what's going to happen this Friday's episode?
I don't know when it's going to happen.
Next week?
I don't know when it's going to happen.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to know.
Does she want her money, her inheritance money back? Because Carla's got that stitched inside her kidneys.
Oh yeah, she does, doesn't she? She's going to harvest Carla's kidney and sell that on the black market.
Imagine how mad you'd be if you had to run away from your family to save them from death. Then you came back and your daughter had spent her inheritance that you gave her on some new bird's kidney.
Yeah. She's got every right to be a little bit peeved, but yeah, I'm hoping for Unhinged.
Also, what inheritance was it? I have always wondered this. I can't believe for 1 minute that it was savings. So I assume it was some kind of wrongful death payment or on-duty death payment that they got, which means they might be on the hook for fraud. Seriously, that could be where the story goes next. Like, where did this money come from? Oh yeah, the insurance paid out because she said she was dead. Wasn't my fault, Gov.
It's taken a long time coming, but I think that we've got something exciting here. But I know there's going to be Coronation Street fans that are like, no, this is not for me. And that's sad for them, but you know, I thinking of myself first. This is the most excited I've been about anything Swallow related ever. I like Carla and Lisa together.
I really do. I'm very invested in them staying together.
I hope that they don't mess it up. I hope that they stick the landing.
I do think it's going to get very silly.
It's got every possibility of just flubbing, and not feeling realistic and just being completely sensational. I really hope that it's exciting.
My wish is that it makes sense and it actually hangs together properly and there are no massive glaring plot holes, but I'm not holding my breath because I've said before on the show they're not great at that. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up is a very, very throwaway point. It doesn't really mean a lot to most people. But when Lisa came into the show and she was called Lisa Swain, I don't think that they ever I'm 90% sure they never intended her to be a main character.
No, they didn't.
And so they just called her Lisa Swain. Like, they used that surnames over and over again because those are like northern family names that you hear in that area of the country. But Swain is also the surname of a character who was in the show who was gonna marry...
Yeah, I mentioned him earlier.
Emily Bishop.
Yeah, he did marry Emily Bishop.
But he's a bigamist, right? And so when Vicky Myers came to the show, she said, I've always wondered if she was related somehow.
Yeah, when I spoke to her, when I did the interview with Vicky Myers, she was like,
Watch
I have heard that there's a Vicky Myers, that there's another Swain, maybe.
The fact that it hasn't come up yet has also made me wonder, is Lisa Swain Lisa's birth name? Or is
I've never considered it before.
Did she take Becky Swain's surname? In which case, is it possible? Because we have seen people, Sydney Martin, who plays Betsy, did do a tour of the new house, and she said, "Welcome to the Connor Swain house," and it is Connor Swain, not Swain Connor. Yeah. But it does make me think, like, could maybe Lisa go, "I don't want to keep Becky's name. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go back to my birth surname, or I'm going to just become a Connor."
Yeah, I don't know.
And also, is Becky related to this Swain? And that's why she's got like bad blood running through her veins. She's actually the one that's related. That would
be a really, really deep cut that I don't think many.
It would be hilarious though, because it's also to do with bigamy. And this character is now coming back going, hang on a minute, you can't do to me what my granddad was going to do.
Yeah. Well, if Lisa were to marry Carla, then she would technically be a bigamist.
That's what I'm saying.
So then it would be more appropriate if she was the daughter or whatever of Arnold Swain.
Okay, well.
But anyway, I don't think it's going there, but it's fun to speculate.
Also, if it was... One of them changed their name. They weren't both called Swain.
Well, maybe they were. Maybe it was an Elsie Tanner, Steve Tanner situation.
Maybe one of them was called Sweat.
You say they combined.
Sweat, and one of them was called Bane, and they decided to become Swain.
I don't think so.
But okay. No, this doesn't make any sense. I was going to say, Tia Wardley, was that Becky's name? Is her name Becky Tia Wardley? But no, it can't be, because Lisa would have gone, Tia Wardley?
We're getting silly now, so I think it's
this
probably
show
time
has gone
we drew
silly.
it
This
to
show
a
has
close.
gone silly, and I love it.
I don't think we've got no solid answers about what exactly happened. We've thrown a few theories.
We've probably not even covered a lot of the theories or questions.
No, we haven't.
But we really wanted to come on here.
We're just doing an off-the-cuff kind of,
because this would be
reaction chat.
45 minutes of your podcast on Friday, and we wanted to just get it out of the way. This is going to...
I'm sure that there will be some
there'll be some discussion, but this is the bulk of it here.
Yeah. Right, okay, well, we've got until Friday to keep on theorising, and then it's all going to come out, I suppose.
I've never been so mad that there isn't an episode.
Gemma, do not go into Twitter, Reddit, Digital Spy,
I didn't find it on.
Don't go anywhere on Friday. What I do not want is to get home on Friday after school and stuff. You already say you know stuff,
I know, it's
but
not
I don't
my
want
fault.
you to have been spoiled anymore.
It's not my fault.
Let's find it out together,
I'm a curious girl.
And I say the same to our listeners as well.
Let's find
Try
out
and
together.
Find out yourselves. Don't tell us. Don't anybody tweet us, please.
We haven't had that happen yet.
No, we haven't.
I'm waiting for it.
Very, very excited to get to the end of this week so we can find out what happens next, and then it's next week as well. So, thank you everybody for listening. Hope you enjoyed our ramblings about and reactions to Becky's return.
I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it.
Do message us or send us or email us your theories
and your thoughts
before Friday, before it all comes out, and we'll see what Friday brings. Right, time to go. Thank you everybody for listening. See you at the weekend. Goodbye.
Bye.